The Gaur lowers its head. Across the clearing, the rhino begins to move. One is tall, fast, and armed with horns strong enough to injure a tiger. The other is heavier, covered in thick folds of armor, and built to hit like a moving truck. If they collide head-on, the first impact could decide everything. But here is the detail most people miss. The rhino's most dangerous weapon is not the horn on its nose. And if the Gaur fails to keep its distance, this fight may end before its speed can save it. So which animal walks away? The Indian Gaur does not look like an ordinary wild cow. A large bull stands high at the shoulder, with a thick neck, a massive ridge of muscle, and horns that curve upward like sharpened hooks. It is built to turn quickly, push through dense forest, and strike from an angle. The greater one-horned rhino is different. Lower, wider, heavier. Its body is wrapped in deep folds of skin that make it look like an animal wearing armor. It may appear slow while standing still. That illusion disappears the moment it charges. The Gaur is the athlete. The rhino is the battering ram. And in a fight between speed and mass, the first mistake may be the last. The Gaur may stand taller at the shoulder, but the rhino carries far more weight. A powerful Gaur bull can weigh more than 3,000 pounds. A large male rhino can push well beyond 4,000. That difference changes everything. The Gaur has longer legs, quicker movement, and a better chance of turning away from a direct charge. The rhino has a lower center of gravity and a body built to keep moving after impact. If the Gaur meets it head-on, height will not matter. Mass will. But the Gaur does not need to stop the rhino. It only needs to avoid the center of the charge and place one horn where the armor is weakest. The Gaur's horns are not decoration. They are long, curved, and powered by a neck built to drive force through a target. When threatened, a Gaur does not always run. It can pivot, lower its head, and strike with terrifying speed. There are reported cases of adult Gaurs fatally injuring tigers during defensive encounters. That matters. A tiger is faster, more flexible, and designed to kill. Yet a single well-placed horn can still end the attack. Against the rhino, the Gaur's best chance is not strength. It is precision. The eyes, the joints, the softer tissue beneath the body. One clean strike could change everything. But getting close enough means entering the range of a weapon most people never notice. Most people watch the horn. They are watching the wrong weapon. In a serious fight, the greater one-horned rhino can use its lower incisor teeth like short, curved blades. At close range, those teeth can slash into a rival's legs, belly, or side, creating deep wounds that strength alone cannot ignore. The horn still matters. It can ram, push, and force an opponent off balance. But the teeth are what make the rhino especially dangerous once the distance disappears. And that is the problem for the Gaur. Its horns work best when it has room to turn, aim, and strike. The rhino wants the opposite. It wants to close the gap, press forward, and turn the fight into a brutal contest of mass and endurance. So who has the advantage now? The faster Gaur or the heavier rhino? Leave your prediction below, because the answer may change completely depending on where the fight happens. On open grassland, the rhino has room to build speed. Its charge becomes a wall of weight and momentum. The Gaur can still dodge, but one mistake could send it crashing to the ground. In dense forest, the balance changes. Trees break the rhino's line. Narrow spaces reduce its speed, and the Gaur's quicker turns become far more valuable. Near a riverbank, the fight becomes even less predictable. Mud can steal the Gaur's footing. Water and soft ground may favor the rhino, an animal built for floodplains. So there is no single battlefield. There are 3 different fights, but remove the trees, remove the mud. Give both animals open ground and no escape. Now the real question begins. What happens when the rhino charges first? The rhino moves first, not quickly at first, then faster. Each step drives more weight into the ground until the charge becomes almost impossible to stop. The Gaur does not meet it head-on. It shifts sideways, waiting until the final moment. The rhino passes close. One horn strikes the shoulder, but the angle is wrong. The point catches thick folded skin instead of reaching deep. The Gaur lands the first hit, but it is not enough. Now the distance is gone. The rhino turns and drives forward with its head low. The Gaur tries to circle, but there is no room to build another clean strike. This is exactly where the rhino wants the fight. Close, heavy, brutal. The Gaur pushes back, twisting its horns toward the neck and face. For a moment, its height and strength keep it standing. Then the rhino swings its head. Those lower incisors slash toward the leg and belly. One serious wound could destroy the Gaur's greatest advantage, its movement. The Gaur pulls away and makes one final attempt to create distance. If it can reach the eye, the knee, or the softer underside, the fight could still change. But the rhino keeps advancing. It absorbs the pressure. It closes the gap again. And once the Gaur can no longer circle freely, speed stops mattering. The fight begins to belong to the animal that is harder to move, and even harder to stop. On open ground, the greater one-horned rhino wins more often than not. It is heavier, lower to the ground, better protected, and far more dangerous once the fight becomes close. The Gaur still has a chance. In dense forest, or with one perfectly placed horn strike, speed and precision could change the outcome. But in a direct battle between two healthy males, the rhino is simply harder to injure and much harder to stop. The Gaur fights like an athlete. The rhino fights like a living tank. Now it is your turn. Who wins in dense forest? The Gaur or the rhino? Defend your answer below. And subscribe for more animal battles where the obvious winner is not always the real one.